Hey friends, Dan Litvin from AYI. So I know we started last week a theme that we will be continuing for some time based on listening to the body's wisdom. And I have a lot of notes that I'm taking. I have so much that I'm excited to share with you. But today we're going to take a bit of a detour or a change of plans. So today I took a very, very long hike. I think I was out in the woods for about 6 hours, and I know there's some hardcore hikers out there that are like, 6 hours, ha ha ha. For me, that's a pretty long hike. It was a day hike, and it was one that was supposed to be about an hour and a half or 2 hours, so nice change. My legs are a little bit shot today, they're a little tired, and as I was finishing the hike, all I kept thinking about was, man, I'm really looking forward to getting on the mat and stretching it out. And then a little light bulb came up overhead, and I realized, why not share it with you guys? So today's class, I will walk you through what I would normally do after a long hike to go and stretch out my legs, my torso, my chest, my upper body, I guess full body. Hiking kind of gets you everywhere. And this will be a class that will be wonderful, again, if you're hiking, running, jogging, biking, whatever you might be doing. So I hope you enjoy. Next week, we'll be back into, let's say, a bit of a deeper practice, diving into the body's wisdom. But today will be nice and light and hopefully enjoyable. So let's get started. Let's get started in a kneeling position. Hands relaxed down onto the thighs, shoulders down the spine, eyes to a gentle close. And take a moment to reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Nice tall spine. We won't take too much time here, just a few moments to check in, to find a breath, to settle into class today. Perhaps you play with letting the breath be full. Maybe a little deeper, maybe a bit longer. With some simple movement. So with the next inhale, take the arms wide and up. Exhale, relax them down as you exhale. Do that a couple more times. Inhales up. Inhale up. And this time when the hands reach up, stay there. Reach the fingers wide. Open the hands nice and wide. And then a few times here, going to close and open. And let that happen pretty quickly. Close, open, close, open. You're going to build some heat in the forearms. We're going to be on those hands pretty soon. So want to create a little bit of warmth. A little more. If it's starting to cramp up or get hot, it's fine. A little more and shake it out. Beautiful. Let's come forward to tabletop. Hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders. Knees underneath the hips. Inhale, hips up, chest forward. Exhale when it comes round the spine. Moving through some cat-cows here. And as this is an exploration of your body and your practice, letting yourself wiggle or move in any which way that feels good here. If you want to hold a cat, if you want to hold a cow, you're so welcome to do so. For me personally, after a hike, I usually wear a backpack. My shoulders tend to get a little tight, so I really like the cat pose, spreading the shoulders away, getting into those rhomboid muscles a little bit. Good. Continuing on a few more times. A few more moments. So nice. And then coming to a still, stable, long spine. Reach the right leg on back behind you. Point the toes and draw some circles with that ankle. Crown of the head reaches forward. Go the other way, circling through that right ankle. Looking between the hands, and next exhale, step right there. From here, chest reaches on forward. And then taking one hand top that knee, the other hand reaching nice and tall. And then take the left hand, reach it up. And a few times here, if the balance works out, let that hand circle out, reaching up, back, and down. Good, we're gonna be back here in a few moments, playing around a bit with our lunge. So just getting stable, getting ready to return. Nice, next time the hand reaches down, reach it all the way down, plant that left hand, root it down, take that right hand straight up towards the ceiling, spinal twist, reach the crown of your head forward, nice long spine here, right hand actively reaches up towards the ceiling. Next exhale, unwind. You may want your blocks for this next one, taking the blocks a little bit behind the foot. Next exhale, working the front leg towards straight. Inhale to bend. Going a few times here. We will be back at both of these points soon enough. You can go quicker, you can go slower than the breath if you would like. Excellent. Next time you're sitting back, stay there. Bend the knee a little bit, especially if you're feeling a little bit tight there. And you're going to take a few moments to shift the toes in one direction, lift up, shift the other way, moving through the thigh bone here.
It's been frozen in the ice for 10,000 years.
Nice. Good. Next time the toes are pointing up, let them stay there. Bend that knee, plant the foot down. Hands frame that front foot, step back, tabletop position. Left leg reaches straight back. Point the toes, rotate the ankle, crown the head reaches forward. A few rotations in one direction. And a few in the other direction. And then looking between the hands. Exhale, step. Good. Fingertips down, chest reaches forward. Take a moment to situate in the legs. As you're ready, one hand atop the knee, the other hand lifting the torso tall. And then taking the right hand forward and up. And then continuing that motion, some big shoulder and arm rotations here. Excellent. Getting the spine into it, getting the shoulder into it. Getting the hamstring, the quadricep in. And next time the hand lowers down towards the ground, plant it there. Right hand presses firmly down, rotate the shoulder in, so there's space between the right shoulder and the right ear as the left hand reaches tall. Nice spinal twist. Try to reach the crown of the head further away towards the front of the room or the front of your yoga mat. Moment or two longer here. And when the next exhale arrives, planting, framing that front foot, blocks again are fantastic here. Exhale, front leg towards straight. Inhale to a nice deep bend into a lunge. And then continuing at a pace of breath, at a pace of movement that feels good for you. Nice. Next time the front knee is straight, keep it there. Bend the knee a little bit. Make sure you take some of the slack out of the hamstring. And once again, toes in one direction, lifting the other way, and rotating from that thigh. So it's not about the ankle, it's about the thigh. Good. Couple more times. And next time the toe reaches up, keep it there. Bend that front knee, plant the foot, frame the front foot with the hands, step back, tabletop pose. Reach the right leg straight on back. And now from here, open the hip on up so toes point towards the long edge of the mat. Next time you inhale, let the leg come down to the ground. Exhale, lift it up. Trying not to use momentum here. Now if you took a long hike like I did today, you are probably feeling this already. Don't worry, you won't be doing this for very much longer. Maybe let's say one more round. Good, next time the leg lifts up, unwind so toes point down. Look at the pinky finger of that right hand and step wide. Hands to the inside underneath the shoulders. Squeeze that right knee into the right shoulder. Plant the right hand down into the ground. You may need a block here. And then lift that left hand on up. Bit of a twist for the spine once again. Taking a moment or two and twist. I love breathing deeply into the stomach. Again, nice little stretch through the core, through the abdomen there. Next exhale, unwinding. Once again, if you lost it, squeeze right knee into right shoulder into right knee. Create some heat in that right hip. You'll need it in a little bit. Taking a moment, 2 moments. Reach your crown of the head further away. 3 moments. And then next, exhale. Come onto the heel, toes about 45 degrees. Roll onto the pinky side of that foot and let that right knee drop out to the right. You can stay on your hands as they are. You can come onto your forearms, coming into that right hip a bit. And it might feel nice to shimmy a little bit and play a bit, finding that nice little sweet spot. Wonderful. Hands down. Right knee in, right toes point straight forward. Hands are strong down as right knee comes right on back. And right away, let's go to the left side. Left heel back, left toes point down, crown head forward, long line, and open that hip. Next, inhale, lower that left leg down, one long line. Exhale, lift it up. About 3 more repetitions or so. Very nice. Next time the leg is lifted, keep it there. Close the hips so the toes are pointing down. Look at that pinky side finger of that left hand. Step there. Squeeze left knee into left shoulder into left knee. And once again, left hand can be on a block. Squeezing tight, right hand lifts, spinal twist. Reaching up right hand actively tall towards the ceiling. Next, exhale, right hand down. 1 more moment here. Squeeze, knee into shoulder. Crown head reaches forward. Squeeze. Good, little more. And then relax. Coming onto the heel, toes pivot about 45 degrees. Come onto that pinky side edge of the foot. Maybe stay upright. Maybe forearms lower down to the ground. Or to blocks, whatever feels good. And once again, take some time, find that sweet spot. Do what you need to in order to get into that left hip. Beautiful. Hands down. Left knee gently on in. Step it back. Shake out the hips a little bit here. And then walk the hands forward about a hand distance. Press the hands firmly down, tuck the toes up and back, downward facing dog. And I really encourage pedaling out the heels here. The calves can get incredibly tight from walking or jogging or whatever you might be doing on the trail. And then let the left heel drive down to the ground, bend that right knee deeply and let this be about that left calf. Try to press that left thigh bone back in space. Try to find as much space from your left big toe to the left heel, like your left foot was growing bigger. Nice, come on to the toe of that left foot. Bring the right knee down to the ground. Bring the left knee down to the ground. That was awkward, excuse me. Left leg back. Look between the hands and step between the hands. Excellent. Once again, one hand atop that left knee, other hand. You can stay here. If this is working out for you, take that right hand forward and up. Reach that right hand straight up towards the ceiling and then reach it back in space a little bit, the tiniest of back bends here. There's a long line of muscle connection and fascia from that right knee and even below through the right hip into the abdomen and on up. So that right hand is giving a bit more of a stretch here. So taking a moment or two more. I love taking huge breaths into the stomach here. Get a beautiful stretch. And now with the next exhale, you're gonna take that right hand, cut it across the body, bend at the elbows, send the right elbows to the left of that left knee. Take the left hand either on top in namaste hands. You can make a fist with that right hand, coming into a bit of a twist here. Trying to open the chest in this twist. There's gonna be a tendency for that right shoulder to collapse. So open wide, nice big chest, maybe looking on up. Next exhale, unwind. Once again, the blocks can be so good here. Work that front leg towards straight. Bend it, let your shimmy into that hip a few times, as fast or as slow as you would like. And next time that front leg is towards straight, let it be there. Now take a look at those toes. Let them point either straight forward, straight up, or any degree between, but don't let the toes point to either side. From here, reach up tall with the chest and the head. Feel as if that left hip was opening back in space as you hinge forward. Crown of the head nice and tall. Big stretch for the back of that left thigh. Tiny bend into that left knee. Taking several more breaths here. Next, inhale, bend and tap front knee. Once again, take the blocks forward or hands down. And this time we're gonna get a little bit more granular into that right quad. So let the hips relax down onto the ground. Good. So hip is sinking down, maybe feeling a nice big stretch in that right hip flexor, that right quadricep. If you're not, maybe taking some more space from that left heel to that right knee. So walking that left foot forward. Try to keep that left knee above that left ankle. Maybe you take the hands down to grip the block or the ground. Just relax the torso heavy and let that hip sink towards the ground. A little bit more. Slide that left foot back and step it back. Tuck the toes, hands a little bit in front of the shoulders, and lift up, once again pedaling out the feet, downward facing dog. Good, drive the right heel towards the ground, bend that left knee deeply. Once again, right thigh feels like it's pressing back in space. You even feel like the right toe and that right heel is creating space for one another. Moment, 2, 3 more here. Next exhale, both knees lower down to the ground. Right leg reaches back in space, look between the hands, exhale, step. Finding that position, ankle underneath, starting to lift one hand, the other hand, rooting tall through the spine. Left hand, if available, reaches forward and up, 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 up. Relax the shoulder down and then maybe back in space. Tiny back bend, nice gradual back bend here. Taking a few breaths. And like we did last time, slowly cutting that left arm across the torso, bending at that elbow, so the elbows to the right of the thigh, either namaste hands or making a fist with that left hand. Nice open chested twist, so reach the shoulder blades gently towards one another. Crown of the head reaches forward. Next exhale, unwinding. Blocks might be your best friends here. Working the front leg towards straight. Bending that knee. And letting yourself go back and forth between those 2 points, however slow or fast feels good in your body. Good, next on the front leg is straight, keep it there. Once again, toes straight up, forward, or any degree between, but not to either side. Small bend in that knee, reach up tall. Feels that the right thigh was pressing back in space and the heart was reaching towards that big toe.
Something messing with my scales. Darkness in the whites of my eyes. Something keeps you on my mind. Shackled to the hands of time.
Next exhale, start to bend into that front knee. Once again, hands could be on blocks at any level, onto the ground. Let the hips sink forward and down towards the ground. If it's not a stretch, walk that front foot forward and relax here. Good, fingertips on the ground. Lift the torso, walk the hands back, walk the foot back a little bit, and step back to tabletop. Shake the hips a little bit. Tuck the toes, hands a little bit forward, lift up and back, downward facing dog, pedal out through the heels. Maybe you shake the head a little bit. and then finding a static down dog. You might be incredibly tight. Today I'm feeling very tight as well. And that's fine, especially after a long day of walking, of hiking, of running, biking, whatever it might be. Begin to bring the legs together. Bring the knees wide and down. Untuck the toes. Hips towards heels, child's pose. Begin to walk the hands forward. Tuck your toes underneath you. Once again, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, slide forward to plank pose. Lower the knees down, lower the chest and the chin down, come to 8-point pose. Take a moment or two here. If this is not available in your body, you can take cobra pose instead. Next, inhale, slide your way onto your bellies. Press your thighs into the ground underneath the toes, the tops of the feet onto the ground. Reach the heart forward. Baby cobra, nice, simple. Let this be about the upper back. And from this point, you could reach into a full cobra, or if it's in your practice, lift up into upward facing dog. Next, exhale, slowly does it, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, lift the heels, lift between the hands, walk the feet forward. Let them come wide towards wide edges of your mat. Heels in, toes out, hips low, malasana. Feel free to readjust the feet into whatever position will work in your body. Hands can come to heart center, they can relax down, whatever feels good for you. But let the hips be heavy. Let the hips open on up. Take the hands in front of you. Slowly does it. Lift the hips up. Take the toes straight forward. You can take a wide leg forward fold, or take a normal shoulder width, or legs together forward fold. Shake out the head a little bit, the shoulders, the spine, and sink down. Bend the knees enough for the hands to play into the ground. Take a big step back with your right foot. Lower the right knee down onto blanket if you have one, or onto the mat. Once again, you are in a lunge position. And from this point, you're gonna take one hand, top that knee, the other hand, nice tall spine. Take that right hand straight up. This time, palm will be facing the left side of the body. You can stay here, or you can begin to side body stretch over towards the left side. Left hand can remain atop that knee, maybe reaches down towards the ground, or maybe starts to frame the ears, or even palms come together. Your choice. Next, inhale, lifting tall. Exhale, frame that front foot. Once again, blocks are gonna be great here. Front leg towards straight. Little bend in that knee. Let the toes this time open up towards the left, finding a sweet point somewhere in that leg. And if nothing is happening, legs straighter or hands closer to the ground. For me, I'm feeling something wonderful happening in my glute right now. Next, inhale slowly, toes lift. And over to the other side, towards the right. Once again, finding somewhere that something is happening. Next, inhale, lifting the toe, bending that knee. Once again, coming to a lunge just for a moment. Open the chest tall. Exhale, back to that runner stretch. This time, taking the hands to that left side. You can come onto a block like I am. The closer the hands are to being in line with the hips, the more you're gonna feel that stretch in the IT band. The closer the hands are to the ground, the more you'll feel that stretch. Be somewhere that feels good in your body. Next, inhale, unwinding. Bending into that front knee. Hands frame that front knee. Right toes tuck, right knee lifts. Toes or heel come down, toes face along edge of the mat. Just for a moment here, warrior two. I'm sure your legs are tired enough, but let's open through the hips a little bit. So nice wide stance, sinking the legs down. Back heel presses firmly down, back edge of that back foot presses down. Hands can stay down or they can reach wide a little bit more here. Exhale, frame out that front foot, back heel lifts, step up towards the top of the mat, heels in, toes out, hips low, Malasana, once again. Good. Next, exhale, starting your ascent on the toes in, forward fold. Bending the knees deeply enough for the palms to press down. Left leg takes a big step back. Bring that left knee on down. And once again, finding your position here. One hand top that knee. Other hand, lift tall. Reach that left hand on up. Palm of the hand faces the right side of the body. You can stay here. Maybe start to reach over towards the right. Nice big side body stretch. Again, option 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever works in your body is the right one. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Front leg towards straight. And once again, tiny bend in that knee and let it open up towards the right, finding a sweet point. Next inhale, exhale, other side. Now this one could be a little bit awkward, you might not feel too much. Feel free to skip it or to play around a little bit and find something going on. Personally, sometimes I feel something in that left side body more than anywhere in the leg itself. Inhale, lift. Bend the knee. Hands down, open the chest. Exhale, front leg towards straight. Once again, coming to that right side this time, into that IT band stretch, maybe block in line with the hips at whatever height will support your body now. Just a good feeling stretch. Excellent. Starting to unwind. Bend into that front knee. Knee over ankle. Hands down. Back knee straightens. Heel down. Toes towards the long edge of the mat. Up to warrior two. Nice opening for the hips here. Hands can be wide. They can relax. Whatever feels good for you. Next, exhale, frame that front foot. Back heel lifts, this time step back, downward facing dog. If you have a blanket underneath, you can move it to the side. You won't need it until maybe Shavasana. Feel free to pedal out the heels or find a static down dog. A few breaths here.
Is there a space and time when I'll be everything you need? Oh yeah. Or will you break my heart and take it just to watch it bleed? Oh man.
Next, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Again, cobra pose can work.
What does that say about me? Can you be everything I need?
Next, inhale, slide forward to cobra pose. If you were in cobra pose, take a break at any point. Take a small one to begin with. And then feel free to go deeper into deep cobra or upward facing dog. Nice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, right leg lifts up and back behind. Exhale, right knee behind the right hand. Right toes in line with the left hand. Getting ready for pigeon pose. Sitting up tall first. And whenever you're ready, sinking forward into sleeping pigeon. toes. Inch it back, inch it forward. Right foot back, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. We'll take about 15 to 30 seconds here. So feel free to play around in the legs. Feel free to come to child's pose. Take some time to settle into the legs before we go to side two. As you're ready to continue, I will meet you in downward facing dog. Lift onto the toes, left leg reaches up. Look between the hands, left knee behind left hand, left toes in line with the right. Right leg inches back. Sit up so tall. And exhale, fold forward. Enjoy sleeping beauty. Begin to lift the torso up. Frame that front knee with the hands. Tuck the back toes. One last time, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Do what your body needs. About 15, 20 seconds or so here. If whatever feels good, if you're looking for some direction, just hold down dog. Next exhale, bring the knees down to the ground. Find your way into a seat. Let's do just one seated pose here. Bring the soles of the feet together. Sit up nice and tall. And when the exhale comes, hinge forward, Baddha Konasana. Next inhale, start to raise on up. Hold on to the feet, let the spine back bend a bit, chest opens forward. Excellent. Let's bring the knees together. I know I said that we do just one seated pose, but let's actually do one more set here. So let yourself extend the left foot forward, bring the right knee in, and let it come out to the side. Sit up nice and tall, make sure those toes are pointing straight up, forward, or anywhere in between. Again, not to side to side. Let the heart point towards that ring finger toe there. And as you exhale, come forward. I should say the index toe, not the ring finger there. You'll hang out here in Janu-Sirsasana for some time, letting yourself sink on down and enjoying. Next inhale, start to lift the spine up. Bring your right knee on in, step it over the left. Squeeze that knee on in so that right knee comes in towards that left armpit. Take the right hand up, twist towards the right hand back, enjoying a nice tall spine. We'll twist again, keep the chest broad and wide here. Inhale, forward. Extend the right leg. Bring the left knee on in and let the left knee draw out to the side. Sitting up nice and tall, heart towards that index toe, and come forward. Sinking in, enjoying here. Don't worry too much about form, so long as it feels good, it is good. Inhale, start to rise up. Draw that left knee on in, step it over. Left knee towards that right armpit as it squeezes in. Left hand reaches tall, tall spine. Open up, left hand behind you. Broad chest, look over that left shoulder. Next, inhale forward. Extending that left leg. Bend the knees, hand on thighs as you lower down. One last pose here. Feet in, heels underneath the knees. Reach towards the heels. You should be able to graze the backs of your heels with your fingers. Press the hands down, press the feet into the ground, and lift the hips tall. Staying here, if you like, you can interlace hands behind the back. Shoulder blades come together. Chest in towards chin, shins away from you. Lift those hips tall, tall, tall. Nice big back bend. Few more breaths. Exhale, lower down, and find your way into your Shavasana. Allow the breath to once again deepen. If it feels good, open the mouth and exhale, sighing out. Begin to explore some movements in the hands and the feet. Expand into the wrists and the ankles. Let the arms reach up and overhead. Let the toes reach towards the bottom of the mat. Take a full body stretch. Draw the knees in. Roll over to one side, resting there for a few moments longer. And press the ground down, lift up, and find your way to a comfortable seated position. When you find that seat, you can let the hands come to heart center. Bow your chin down. Take a moment here to honor yourself. Finding something, some light to respect, to revere, to appreciate. It could be your dedication to health. It could be your work ethic, your compassion, the fact that you got up this morning or that you turned this video on. Thank you for practicing with me. I appreciate you and appreciate you joining me. As it said, the light and divinity within me honors and reveres the light and divinity within you. Namaste.